Hey guys, welcome back to the Daily Lessons podcast. This is going to be episode number 13, and today we're going to be talking about why you haven't achieved your goals yet, or why you just haven't had that big break that you're actually looking for. Now, before I actually get into the lesson, I want to tell a little story. Okay? Now, this is from Ego is the Enemy. I know I referenced that book before as well in one of my videos, but I do think that it's a really great book, and it just has a lot of great insights as well that I just write down. So I want to make sure that I share it with you guys as well if I find anything beneficial myself. Now, this is the story about John Kennedy Toole. Okay, and we're not talking about JFK. That's a different John Kennedy, the president of the United States, but we're talking about John Kennedy Toole. Okay, so Mr. Toole here, he wrote this book called Confederacy of Dunces, and it actually won a lot of awards. It actually won the Pulitzer Prize as well. But unfortunately, the problem was that he wasn't even alive when the book was actually published. And now, the reason why he wasn't alive is because he actually wrote the book and he actually had the manuscript, and he went to several publishers in his lifetime, and they all rejected him and the book, and nobody was ready to print it. Now, because of this, he became so depressed, and he ended up committing, he passed away because of that. Right? I'm not trying to say it because I'm not trying to get the video blocked, and I'm trying to benefit some people. So I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. But essentially, he passed away. Okay? He passed away at the age of 31 as well. Okay? Now, what ends up actually happening is that the Confederacy of Dunces, the entire book that won Pulitzer Prizes, wasn't even published by him in the first place. It was actually published by his mother. After him passing away, his mother actually found the book, and then she went to publishers, and she never just gave up, and she literally had the book published. And because of that, that book won many awards and Pulitzer Prizes as well. And unfortunately, John Toole, he never got to see any of that success from the book, from, the fame, the money, the everything that comes along with success. And here's the lesson in that, right? His big break in life literally happened after he was no longer able to see it. But maybe if he was around, then he would be so happy, and maybe all those struggles would be worth it. The whole point of this video is to say that sometimes it's just not your time yet. Okay, your time will come, but you have to give yourself some time, and you have to keep on pushing and grinding, and eventually that big break is going to come. But I want to make sure that you're actually around to see your success, right? Everybody can get posthumous awards because of how great of a person they were, but you should always be around to make sure that you're receiving the praise yourself, right? If somebody's saying thank you to you, that, hey, thank you, man, you changed my life, I want you to be able to hear that. There's no reason for you to just give up and, not try to live anymore. You should always keep on trying, because I promise you, your big break is coming. J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter, this movie series and this entire universe that has been created from the books, you think she got her first big break the very first time that she actually contacted a publisher? No, she didn't. Oprah didn't become Oprah until she was actually 50 years old, okay? Warren Buffett didn't become a billionaire until he was 60 years old or something, right? There's so many different people in life that if you actually look at their successes, they come quite late. And you need to make sure that just because you haven't had your big break yet, it doesn't mean that it's never going to come. You need to keep on pushing. If you're writing a book, you need to make sure that you're just reaching out to the different publishers in hopes of, hey, my book is eventually going to be published. If you're a video creator and you're making YouTube videos yourself, you can't just give up after 1 or 2 videos. You just have to keep on going. Sometimes it takes 100 videos to make for you to even get 1 subscriber, and that's okay, because growth on YouTube and growth in life in general doesn't tend to be linear, Okay, there comes a point where growth is really slow and it becomes exponential. Okay, and look at an exponential graph if you haven't, and if you're listening to this on Spotify, then I tried to like draw out the graph with my hands, but I don't know how good of a job I did, but I hope that it gets the point across. Everything is going to be okay, and you are going to get your big break that you're looking for as long as you keep on putting in the effort. But I want to make sure that you're actually around to see it in the first place. If you give up on your very first moment of friction, moment of rejection, then nobody, and if everybody gave up on that, then we would literally have no advances in technology. Benjamin Franklin, he had 1,001 experiments, but you don't hear about the 1,000 failed experiments. You just hear about the one experiment that he actually succeeded in, which is the light bulb. Okay, you think Beethoven, this classical, musician, he didn't have anything that he didn't like? His early work is probably all stuff that he never liked, but he kept on going. Just because one person probably threw a tomato at him or anything, like, it doesn't mean that he was just gonna be a failure for the rest of his life. All these comedians that you see today who do stand-up, who are big on TikTok now, you think they were always funny with their jokes? I promise you there's probably people that booed him off stage. Ask Dave Chappelle if you want. He's my favorite comedian, so like that's why I use his example. He probably sucked when he was a kid, and that's okay. He probably thought himself like, man, when is my big break gonna come, right? But if he kept on thinking about his next big break, and if he said to himself that it's just never gonna come, then maybe he wouldn't even be alive to see it today. I don't want the same thing to happen to me or to you or to anybody in this world, right? Don't be like John Toole. Stick around for a while. It gets better, right? And I hope we can learn from that. And that's really all that I had to say, man. I hope you found this video beneficial. I hope you found this episode beneficial, honestly. And make sure to hit that like button as well. And make sure you hit that subscribe button for me, because that's the only thing that I'm going to ask you for now. Maybe I'll sell you a course later on. I don't know. Maybe I'll become a scammer. I'm not calling anybody out that's selling courses, so please don't hate me. But yeah, this is Yusha. This is the Daily Lessons episode number 13. And this is Yusha signing out. Take care, guys.